The philosophy of the Front Range is one of developing players not only for now and giving them the skills that they need now, but also for college and beyond. It's something that separates them from a lot of other clubs because you see their players being able to make transitions quicker in the college game, in the professional game, from their skills to the actual game to their mental toughness. It feels like they really have your overall well-being for you as a person and a player in mind when you're playing.
Front Range is a development program, and I think that when you develop players to be at their best potential, that's when you win. And the winning is more of a byproduct of the development and training that we've received here. And I think that winning is the fun part too. So not only are we developing to our best, but we're having fun doing it.
I think that a lot of tactics and skills that you learn have to be done in stages, and it's a progressive, continuous process, and it can't all be mastered at once. But so I think once I got to the point where I was like, okay, I can do this effectively, consistently, I learned to not be satisfied with that because I knew that there was a new task to be completed, and I think that I learned that here at Front Range.
Front Range, we were taught to set goals throughout all the years I was here, goals daily, goals yearly, and I feel like we would set goals and then we would go after them.
It's a liberating thing in that sense to kind of develop a player and allow them to go out and compete. And that's something that I think is really cool, that there's such an individualist perspective in that sense with each individual going through the program. Overall, obviously, we want to go out and win championships, and that's something that across any athletic and competitive experience, that's always a goal. But there's a microcosmic aspect to it of having to look at each individual player and allow them to be their best. And Front Range has got a really good program for that.
So, Front Range is a huge family. I do think the coaches are all on the same page, and they know how to get the best from every player if the player is willing to do the work that it takes to become great. Life is a race, and it's going to be who's going to compete the hardest to get where they want to go. And I think if you don't have that aspect in your life, you kind of just accept an easy road or an easy path. And I think that if you compete and if you want to win and you have a goal and you want to get your mind to it, I think that anyone can do it. There's just something about Front Range that kind of they make you believe that you can be a better player, and they see the potential in players that I think other clubs don't and that players themselves don't.
The biggest thing with Front Range is doing things right over and over again. And I think that's the biggest mentality that they try and instill in you is not only are you learning technique and you're learning how to do things, but you're learning how to do it on a very consistent basis over and over and to perform at that high level.
Really taught me that it's all just about discipline and disciplining yourself to do the right things all the time. When I couldn't do anything right, kind of learning the skills and then trying to repeat over and over and over again.
I think the mentality as we go into every match, every tournament, that we are going to win, but we also have it in perspective that if we do the right things, we will win.
Front Range was my family. I knew everyone throughout the program all the way up, and I knew that they were keeping an eye on me, and I knew they had a plan for me. And so when things were tough and I wasn't you know, I was learning a new skill and I was awful at it, and, you know, it just was so frustrating. I knew that, you know, Jim all the way up at 18s was watching me at 13s and trying to get me to this level because he wanted me to be that way, and there was that kind of support all the way through that was great. Tell you, I got a 4.0 in school. You know, I had to drive about an hour every day, you know, just through traffic. I was going to school in Arvada, and so I had to drive about an hour to and from, but I still got good grades, and I still worked hard, and I still found a way. You know, you find a way, and you know, something also inside of Front Range, because you're being pushed in your limits, and you're being pushed, you know, there's a standard of excellence here that is rare inside of club level volleyball.